Ever wonder where your lost stuff actually goes? That sock, that pen, your childhood toy? Now picture this, every single thing you've ever lost, waiting in one enormous room. One door, no lock, and behind it, a room so big you can't see the far wall. Everything you've dropped, misplaced, or forgotten is in there. So let's open it. The door creaks open and your jaw drops. Shelves stretch up forever, aisles run in every direction, and the whole place hums with the quiet weight of your entire life's lost things. First thing that hits you, pens. So many pens, a literal mountain of them. Every pen that vanished mid-sentence, that rolled off a desk, that a friend borrowed forever. Studies say the average person loses around 200 pens over a lifetime. 200, you climb the pen mountain, plant a flag, and yell like you conquered something. Right next to it, the sock pile. Single socks, never pairs, just hundreds of lonely socks that vanished in the dryer and were never ever seen again. You dig through, hoping to reunite even one pair, but nope, every sock is a solo act. The room seems to laugh at you, because some mysteries just don't get solved. Then you turn a corner and freeze coins. A glittering ocean of them, pennies, quarters, coins from countries you don't even remember visiting, all shining under the lights. Every coin that fell between couch cushions, every one that slipped down a drain, you start counting, and the number climbs way higher than you ever expected. Turns out lost change really adds up, because a lifetime of dropped coins could easily total hundreds of dollars. You scoop a handful and grin, free money you already earned. But it's not just coins, there's cash too. That 20 you lost, that birthday money that fell out of a card, bills you never even knew slipped away. You stuff your pockets, because this room is starting to feel like a treasure vault, but you've barely walked 10 steps in, and the aisles keep going, and they get personal. Next section, chargers and cables, a tangled jungle of them. Phone chargers, headphones, that one weird cable you kept just in case, all hopelessly knotted together. You yank one free, and it triggers a chain reaction. Cables cascade down like a waterfall, so you dive out of the way. The room clearly has a sense of humor. Then you spot them. Keys, rows and rows of keys, house keys, bike locks, car keys, and keys to doors you can't even remember, and each one once caused pure panic. Remember tearing your house apart, late for work, sweating, blaming everyone? Yeah, the key was here the whole time, hanging peacefully, waiting for you to give up. Beside the keys, sunglasses, dozens of pairs, cheap ones, fancy ones, that pair you loved and mourned. You slide one on and instantly feel 100 times cooler. Then something small stops you cold, a single earring, just one, you gasp, because you lost its twin years ago and cried, and here's the missing half, glinting quietly. It's the first moment the room feels less like a joke and more like a memory. These aren't just objects, because every single one of them was a tiny piece of your life. You keep walking as the shelves shift from junk to jewelry, a watch a relative gave you, a ring that slipped off in the ocean, a bracelet you thought was gone forever. You pick up the ring and remember exactly where you lost it, the exact day, the panic, the way you searched the sand for hours, and now it's back in your hand. Deeper in, you find phones, your old phones, that cracked one, the one you dropped in a lake, each one a little time capsule frozen at the moment it disappeared. One flickers to life, old photos, old texts, a whole world you thought was deleted. Your heart squeezes, because some of the people in those pictures you haven't seen in years. You realize the room isn't sorted by size or value, it's sorted by how much it hurt to lose. And the deeper you go, the more it starts to sting. Then you see it on a low shelf, a stuffed animal, worn, faded, one eye, missing your childhood best friend, the one you lost on a trip and never stopped missing. You drop everything and run, you grab it and hug it so tight, like you're 8 years old again. Some things you never fully get over, and this was one of them. That's when it hits you. This room isn't a junk pile. It's a museum of your whole life told through everything that slipped through your fingers, the good and the bad. You keep exploring, a whole aisle of toys, marbles, action figures, tiny cars, that game piece that always went missing right when you were about to win. There's the puzzle piece, the final one, the piece that ruined 1,000 puzzles. You hold it up like a trophy, and somewhere a childhood grudge finally gets its piece. Then a shelf full of hats, beanies, caps, that one hat that blew off your head into a river and floated away. You forgot how much you loved it until right now. Next, an entire wall of umbrellas, because nobody on earth has ever kept the same umbrella for more than a year. You count them and laugh at how ridiculous it is. Then the room gets quiet again. A section of paper, notes, letters, ticket stubs, receipts, a folded note. Someone passed you in school that you lost the very same day. You unfold it, and it's a message from someone who mattered, words you never got to keep. Your throat tightens because some things you lose aren't things at all, they're moments. You wipe your eyes and keep moving. Photos now, real printed ones, blurry, faded, corners bent. Pictures you lost in a move and grieved because there were no backups. Faces you'd almost forgotten. A holiday, a party, a pet, frozen forever in a moment you thought was gone for good. The room hands your memories back, one photo at a time. You stand up, arms full, and you notice something strange. Some shelves hold things you don't recognize, objects you don't remember owning. Did you really lose these? Then you get it. These are things you lost without ever noticing. A button that fell off, a receipt you needed later, stuff that vanished before you even missed it. It's kind of eerie because the room knows more about your losses than you do. It's been quietly collecting every slip, every drop, every where did that go? For years. You push further and the shelves grow taller, older, dustier. This is the deep end. The stuff you lost so long ago you'd completely stop looking for it. A baby blanket, a tiny shoe, a drawing you made as a kid with your name spelled wrong. Things from a version of you that barely exists in your memory anymore. You realize you could spend a lifetime in here, just remembering every object pulls a thread, and behind each thread is a whole story you tucked away and forgotten. Now the big question hits you. Can you take it all? You look at the mountains of stuff, and there's no way to carry a lifetime of losses out one little door. So you have to choose, and suddenly the pens and coins don't matter. You're not grabbing the treasure, you're reaching for the teddy bear, the note, the photos, the ring. Funny, right? A room full of money and stuff. And the things you actually run for are the ones worth nothing to anyone but you. Anyway, that's the secret of the lost room. It doesn't measure things in dollars, it measures them in memories, and the priceless stuff always weighed the most all along. But then, you spot one more shelf, tucked in the shadows, and on it sits something that makes your blood run cold. Something you didn't lose, something that was taken. It's a thing you always blamed yourself for losing, but turns out you didn't. It ended up here anyway. And that changes a memory you carried guilt about for years. You never knew it wasn't your fault. The room just quietly gave you closure you didn't know you needed, because sometimes finding something lost also finds a little peace. You take one last walk down the aisles, memorizing it all, the pens, the socks, the coins, the toys, a monument to every little thing that ever slipped away from you. You wonder how big this room would be for the whole planet, every human, every lost object, ever. It would be bigger than a city, bigger than a country, honestly. Humanity loses billions of items a year. Phones, keys, wallets, toys, single socks by the truckload, and if it all landed in one place, it would blot out the horizon. But your room is just yours, a perfect personal record of a life full of little goodbyes you never even said. And now finally, you get to walk back through the door. You step out, arms full of the things that actually mattered, and the door swings shut behind you. And weirdly, you feel lighter, not because you took stuff, but because you understood it. Because here's the thing, nobody tells you every object you lose is really just a marker. For a moment you lived, the stuff fades, but the moment, that was always yours. And maybe losing things isn't all bad, maybe it's just proof you were living, moving, playing, growing. You can't lose stuff if you never had adventures to lose it on. So next time you can't find your keys, your phone, or that one sock, just smile a little, because somewhere out there, in your very own room, it's waiting patiently for you. But here's what really got me. You walked into a room worth a fortune, and you walked out carrying things that were, on paper, worth nothing at all. That's the part that sticks with me. When it really counts, we don't chase the valuable stuff. We chase the stuff that made us feel something every single time. So now I have to ask you, if you could walk into your room right now, holding everything you've ever lost, what's the very first thing you'd run to grab? Drop it in the comments. I really want to know. And if this made you think about something you lost, hit like and subscribe, because there's a new wild what if waiting for you. Because somewhere out there, in a room only, you can open. All your little lost things are still waiting. Patient, dusty, hopeful, wondering if you'll ever come back for them.
If you want more wild what ifs, hit subscribe and come check out the channel.